4 House Democrats visiting El Salvador. I know. As the party ramps up its efforts to return alleged MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to the United States.
We're not the first here. We're not going to be the last members of Congress fighting and demanding the return of Abrego Garcia.
We have written a letter just as of 30 minutes ago to Secretary of State Marco Rubio demanding daily proof of life for Mr. Abrego Garcia. He is a father. He is a husband. He's a union member.
I am a mother. The idea that Kilmar was detained coming in front of his 5-year-old son is heartbreaking to me.
This is on Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's hard when you're a human trafficker and you beat your wife. Sometimes you might end up with law enforcement as a problem in front of your family. It comes after Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen admitted to using taxpayer funds to visit the suspected gang member last week. Maryland State Delegate Kathy Szeliga joins us now. Congresswoman, thanks so much. Is this where Maryland reps should be? Should be the focus of your state? Are all your other problems solved?
Absolutely not. And look, Brian, I am very concerned that Senator Chris Van Hollen is making Maryland a magnet for criminal illegal immigrants. This man, Mr. Garcia, is not a Marylander, despite the news continually calling him a Marylander. He is a Salvadoran national who was illegally living in Maryland. And I wish Senator Chris Van Hollen had as much concern for the victims of crime as he has for a man that's not an American.
Here's what Congressman Maxwell Frost said yesterday.
I'm not here to litigate even a very specific person. I'm here to talk about the fact that he represents a very big problem with this administration, that they have no problem scooping somebody up based on tattoos and vibes and sending them to a foreign country's prison.
I mean, how could he even say that? Did you look at the police report? He was at a Home Depot with known MS-13 operators. He has a rank within that organization. He's got the tattoos, the paraphernalia, and an informant trusted said this guy's MS-13, let alone beating his wife, let alone being caught with 7 other people, trafficking them from Texas to Maryland.
As the story unfolds, Brian, it gets worse and worse. But let's start from the very beginning. Mr. Garcia is an illegal immigrant.
Yes.
He came into this country illegally. He did not have permission. He was not vetted. And, let's start there. He isn't afforded the rights of an American citizen because he is not a citizen. And then as the story unfolds, we learn more and more. Maryland has a problem with illegal immigrants that are criminals. Maryland's ICE is amazing. We lead the nation in sex offender apprehensions. The director of Maryland ICE is very focused on the worst go first. And a tiny state like Maryland of 6 million people, we lead the nation in sex offender apprehensions by ICE, and we're second in gang member apprehensions. So, what Chris Van Hollen is doing, making a poster child of an illegal immigrant who has a rap sheet, is not going to be good for the state of Maryland.
Right. And by the way, Senator Van Hollen says he's got a track record of fighting against MS-13. I don't see any proof of that. Do you?
Well, I think in 2006, just a couple of years ago, he might have been on a work group about that. But that actually, Brian, I think makes it worse because he understands how dangerous MS-13 is. And he should be calling on all of the local jails in Maryland and law enforcement to cooperate with ICE, follow the law.
Right.
I don't know what his end game is. Mr. Garcia should not be welcome back to this country. He can be adjudicated from his own country.
Thanks for speaking up, Congresswoman. Appreciate it. People of Maryland need people like you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.